So SunnyV2 just dropped a video on his channel talking about the whole Chris situation. A situation, quite frankly, that I wasn't gonna talk about. Because if I can be honest with you guys, if I can keep it all the way real, hot take, who the hell cares? Who cares, man? Like, these folks out here are on some, oh my gosh, no, Chris is on HRT, hormone replacement therapy, oh no, what are we gonna do? The world's ending as we know it. Everybody, we have to sound the alarm. It's officially death call 3. Like, I would never understand why people concern themselves so much with the decisions that other people make, man. Like, it doesn't affect you at all whatsoever, man. Like, Chris is taking HRT. Takes no skin off your back. Why are you getting so aggy about it? Why does it annoy you as an individual that doesn't even know? Chris doesn't even know you. He doesn't know your existence at all. But yet you're getting this bent out of shape about it, having these restless nights on some. I can't sleep at night knowing that Chris is transitioning, man. I can't. Like, what is up with that, man? I don't get it, man. This world would just be a better place if people just minded their own damn business. But hey, let me go ahead and calm down. Let me relax myself, because there's people out there that probably have no idea what I'm even talking about and hitting one of these, man, because I just flung them into the fire. Well, for those people out there that have no idea, let me go ahead and let you in the know. Chris Tyson is a part of the MrBeast squadron and has been Jimmy's day one, even being, fun fact for you guys, even being MrBeast's first ever sub. He has recently came out on Twitter saying that he has been on HRT, which is hormonal replacement therapy, for the past couple of months. And people in his inner circle were showing him nothing but love and support, which, by the way, W friends. But the people that were not in that circle, a vast majority of them was not sharing that same sentiment. One of them being SunnyV2 dropping this dumpster fire of a video talking about the whole thing. Which, real quick, I do want to say that if you go on Chris's Twitter, both of his accounts, he literally says that she does not care what pronouns they are referred to as. So for those people out there that probably had their pitchfork out ready to get me up out of here, well, I'm sorry to break it to you, but they have said that they don't care what pronouns that you refer to them as. Just putting it out there. Back to the topic at hand. Like I said early on in the video, I had no plans on talking about this whole thing, because again, who cares? But after seeing this video, man, it really grinded my gears, man. So I had a few things I did want to say about it. So let's just go ahead and get right into this bad boy and talk about the way he started the video. So in the beginning of the video, SunnyV2 talks about Chris's prior image, that being a rootin', tootin', gun toting, truck driving, Bud Light drinking Southern boy, into this new image, this new image that he is trying to portray, all because he just painted his nails.
In mid-2022, fans began to notice that Chris Tyson was changing. In the early days, he represented the quintessential Southern gun and truck-loving dude. Yet beginning in March 2022, Chris began to display increasingly feminine traits, making tweets such as, "I finally got my nails done at a nail tech."
Hey, I don't know who needs to hear this, but just because you paint your nails doesn't make you less of that, alright? I hate this notion that if you paint your nails, it makes you less of a man. I swear to you, people like this that harp on guys just painting their nails, swear that the second they get their nails painted, they start developing ovaries, they start having periods all of a sudden, and they start just falling madly in love for Harry Styles. Hey, little bro, but it's not that deep, alright? Like, it's just paint on nails, okay? Just because I got paint on my nails don't make me less of a man. Don't make it less of a possibility that these hands won't get placed on you if you try my gangster. So please, when are we gonna grow as a society and finally realize, like, there's nothing to it, man? It's just, again, literal paint on nails, nothing more to it. Okay, so after that, SunnyV2 goes on to say that one of the true catalysts for Chris's transition was his marriage. And the evidence that he used to back up this statement was that he stopped taking pictures of his family, and the fact that when he started painting his nails was the same time he stopped wearing his wedding band.
The true catalyst for Chris Tyson's feminization instead seemed to have come from his marriage. In January 2022, Chris would post a photo with with his wife to his Instagram, yet after this, the family photo stopped altogether. Fans also noticed that he'd removed his wedding ring, with the ring's absence correlating perfectly with the very first post in which he'd painted his nails.
Hey Sunny, if you said, hey, I believe that maybe the reason why he didn't transition earlier was because of his wife and his kid. If you said that, okay, I see where you're coming from, gang, okay? That's a possibility. Maybe that's the reason why we didn't see this transition happen earlier. But the fact that you worded it as in that the reason why Chris has transitioned to the person that he is today is because of his wife and kids is kind of crazy, gang. Like, I don't think having a wife and a son makes a man want to be placed on HRT. Like, do you think that this man was just chilling back looking at his wife and kids playing together and he was like, yep, it's about that time, man. It's time to be on that HRT, man. Time to make that transition. He proceeds to go on and talk about when Chris took a break off the internet because he was getting a lot of hate for the painted nails, for the wardrobe change, the different appearance, even attacking him as a father. And what he says following this like really rubbed me the wrong way.
Chris went from lighting campfires and raising a family with his beautiful wife to now trying to be a wife with his man buns and long nails. As the criticism continued to pile, Chris announced that he'd be taking a break from social media. And while there was a possibility that Chris would make efforts to return to his former self, he'd rather do the opposite and double down on his feminine image, showing up to the Kids' Choice Awards looking like this.
What do you mean make efforts into returning to his former self? What do you mean by that? You want him to return back to the person that he hated being? The person that he felt uncomfortable being? You want him to regress and go back to that just so he can accommodate you. So he can make you feel comfortable because you're uncomfy with the Chris that is of today. The Chris that actually enjoys being himself and loves the person that he has become, alright? You want him to change that all because you love that rootin' tootin' yeehaw, yee doggy Chris. That's what it is. Like Sunny, you gotta be honest with me. You gotta keep it all the way G real with me, man. Did you have a thing for Chris? Did you have a little crush on him? Is that why you're kind of peeved off that he's making this transition? Is that what it is? Let me know, man. Let me know. Hey, the next thing I want to talk about is all the tweets and comments that he has plastered throughout this whole entire video. You guys, I promise you, I think I can count on one hand the amount of good comments I saw where they were actually saying something nice about Chris. I think I can count on one hand the amount of times I saw those types of things, because the rest of the comments in this video were nothing but people just bashing and saying transphobic stuff towards Chris. This man Sunny really thought sprinkling in a couple good comments about Chris was just gonna throw us off the set, man. But nope. Hey, we caught on, buddy. We already know what type of timing you trying to be on in this video, man. It kind of seems like you're trying to push say it with me, class, say it with me, an agenda. Okay, the next thing I want to touch upon is he talks about this live stream that MrBeast had on his second channel called MrBeast 2, and oh my goodness, the reaching, man. The absolute reaching that this man is engaging in is crazy. I hope his shoulder's okay, man. He had to have popped that thing out the socket the way this man was. You feel me?
However, the situation has already begun to change the dynamic within the videos. For example, in a recent live stream titled Opening 1,000 Mystery Art Boxes, Chris would once again dress in quite a feminine way, and while everybody participated as usual, the energy and vibe didn't feel nearly as smooth as it normally does. It felt as though there was an unaddressed elephant in the room, and therefore everybody was in their head as opposed to being in the present moment enjoying each other's company. Maybe everybody was simply too busy opening packages, but Chris did make these bizarre jokes about Jimmy being female, making him incredibly uncomfortable.
Oh my god, Jimmy, look, they drew you. Jimmy, they drew you so well. It looks just like you.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god, it's Jimmy.
How did fan art? This is what we were looking for. Be brave, be honest, be kind, MrBeast. That is my tagline.
Hey, maybe the reason why that it was so awkward of a stream, maybe stick with me here. I'm gonna need you to stick with me here. Maybe the reason for that is because it was a room filled of people who don't normally live stream. Live streaming. Maybe that's the reason why, and you guys are reading too deep into it. No, I'm tweaking. is because Chris is trans. Yeah, okay, I got facts. You know what? Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you know, my point was stupid. Just completely ignore the point I just made. You're right. And another thing I want to talk about is that maybe the reason why it got awkward after Chris said that joke was maybe because, I don't know, it wasn't funny. Maybe that's the reason why, cause come on now, we've all said a joke, well, besides me, all right, I've always landed my jokes, all right, every joke I have ever said in my life was hilarious, okay, but everyone but besides me have said a joke to where it wasn't funny. Nobody laughed at all, and they're either gonna make you stew in that unfunny joke, you're just gonna sit in complete quietness, and you're gonna have to stew in that bad boy, or maybe someone's gonna awkwardly try to transition from that, right? And try to change the subject to something else to move away from that awkward moment. Oh, again, wrong opinion, cause Chris is okay, I hear you. My bad. My fault. You're right. And one last thing before I move on from this section, man. I hate these comments that are like, oh my gosh, I've never seen Jimmy so disappointed and sad. Oh my gosh, I've never seen him like this. Gang, he doesn't know you. You don't know him. Well, who gives you the right to think that you know Jimmy so well? First off, the fact that you're so comfortable calling that man Jimmy, all right? Call him MrBeast. You know him by his YouTube channel name, MrBeast. Okay, you're getting a little too comfortable, buddy, all right? Like, it really irks me, man. Like, because these people only watch these 8 minutes to however long MrBeast makes his videos of nothing but just straight high pace, high octane, action, non-stop, right in your face. And then the second MrBeast does a live stream, and he's able to be his normal, chill, relaxed self. And quite frankly, MrBeast has talked about this in interviews where he's kind of socially awkward because he never really had that experience early on because he was so dead set on YouTube. He's gonna have moments like this if you record him for however long straight. So when these people actually see him not in that type of arena and is more in this more normal situation, they're like, wow, it's gotta be the trans thing. Like, it's so easy to cherry pick moments in this however long live stream this is and find moments where there were awkward moments where people were being weird or uncomfortable, etc., because again, it's a group of people that don't normally live stream. Well, except for Carl Jacobs, though. He is a streamer, though. He do be streaming, so that was probably second nature for him. But for everybody else, it wasn't. Oh my gosh, and one last thing. I'm sorry, I'm harping on this section way too much, I know, but literally, the text. I forgot to talk about the text. This man is plastering this text to make you feel a certain way before even giving you the chance to form your own opinion on the whole entire thing, man. Oh my gosh, it kind of feels like he's trying to push we've already said it in class, ladies and gentlemen. What is he trying to push? An agenda. Okay, all right, you guys are paying attention. Good. And after that, he's saying that since MrBeast is staying by Chris's side, that's still his man's. He's making it uncomfortable for the silent minority, and he's kind of like isolating them.
On top of this, it can be uncomfortable and unrelatable for the silent majority.
Which, hey, I mean, good riddance, right? Like, who cares? If those people are uncomfortable with Chris and his presence in the video, all because he's transitioning, who cares, man? I forgot to address this early on, but this man SunnyV2 is addressing this whole entire situation as drama. Yes, he's referring to it as drama. Chris is literally transitioning, right? He is transitioning, and he is getting nothing but transphobic comments thrown at him. And SunnyV2 is looking at this, and he's like, you know what? Yeah, that's drama.
Although, as we have seen, a situation like Chris's does have the potential to create an otherworldly amount of discussion, which could be seen as a benefit for the MrBeast brand.
Drama is good for growth, 100%. That would be an easy way to up my
So
views
you're
if
a
I got
Keemstar
it.
That's not drama. Do you know what's drama? Drama is when Tyler Rivera and Brent Rivera were both beefing with each other at the Shining Hotel. That was drama. And SunnyV2 is also painting it like this whole thing is like a business decision, right? Like MrBeast went up to Chris and was like, "Hey man, I'm gonna need you to switch teams real quick, gang, cause I need more of the LGBTQ community, man, like on our side watching our videos, man. And the only way we could do that is if you transition, man. So hey, I'm gonna need you to get on that chop, all right?
The problem is this type of situation is probably the last thing that MrBeast wants to attract, as he's forced to agree with Chris's position, as he has no way of manipulating the situation without being painted as the bad guy. It's a lose-lose situation for MrBeast. I think Jimmy is in an inescapable situation. If he kicks out Chris, cancelled. If he don't, his channel will die for real. An inescapable situation is a pretty good way of describing the drama.
Inescapable situation? That's how we depicting it? You're saying MrBeast is in an inescapable situation. Hey, I think y'all the only people that view it like that, because I don't think MrBeast views it like that at all. That's MrBeast, his guy. That's his mans. He goes stick by him through thick and thin. And so the fact that you guys are labeling this man like he can't just dump Chris like that, because we all know that's gonna be bad pub, so he gonna have to make Chris resign. Like, he's not gonna do all that, gang. He's not even thinking about all of that whatsoever, bro. Because you know why? Because he has real love for Chris, and he does not care what Chris decides to do in his own life. He only cares that whatever decision he makes, he is happy with. And by the looks of it, Chris is happy with the decision he makes. So MrBeast does not care, and the last thing he's thinking about is the impact that Chris is going to have on his channel through this transition, man. That statement got me heated, as well as how he just closed off the video with him basically just saying, hey man, wow, that was such a selfish decision you did there, Chris, man. You didn't even think for 1 second the impact of you transitioning would do to MrBeast's channel. That didn't even go through the unagi once.
Whether it be arrogance or ignorance, Chris seems oblivious to how this whole thing might impact Jimmy, forgetting that he achieved his current level of success by avoiding this exact type of drama.
It's scary. It's wicked how transphobic that kind of came off, bro. But hey, man, I could be reading too much into things, kind of like how you read too much into that live stream, though. But hey, let's not go ahead and end on a sour note. If you're not transphobic and fully support Chris's decision, go ahead and sub to the channel, man. I need more of you on this side over here, man. I need more of y'all. And if y'all not on this side and don't support Chris and his decision and are transphobic, stay over there, man. Stay on that side, man. I don't even need y'all over here, man. I don't need that type of energy. So yeah, man, that's about it. See y'all on my next one. Bye. Bye.